Turning Japanese.
Are we live?
Turning Japanese. I really think so.
And we're live?
No.
A 15-minute delay?
About to say,
Why? Is it because we say bad words sometimes?
no, Daddy's gotten much better with this language.
All right. We going?
Oh, yes! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to With your go. And your co-man, Mo.
That's what's up. For being a color man, you're kind of lacking a little color, my friend. Are you trying to get out and get some sun this summer, or what?
No. The son and I have a very negative relationship.
Well, I've never heard about your son. I always thought it was the daughters.
Yeah, well, such is life. And did you hear about the study that the DEET and all those insecticides that you rub on your skin to keep the bugs away, it absorbs into your bloodstream?
Yes, it's very bad. It's very bad for you.
You can't even keep the bugs away without...
Are we experiencing technical difficulties? It's a little audio. Check 1 2 1 2. Maybe we should get here a little earlier.
God almighty. Yeah.
So, I got a lot on the docket here today, May 23rd, and I think it's that time of year where we can even sing the song. You know, hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at us, but we don't sing it good. School's out for the summer.
School's out forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we don't need no education.
Yeah, well, some of them think that.
Well,
I'm a firm believer in education.
well, I'm wondering, what are some good tips for Acadiana to stay sharp over the summer? Because I know whenever I was a kid, you know, it used to just be like, hey, let's go play some Madden, or, you know, not really. When I was a kid, it'd go out and play, you know, but the kiddos nowadays, oh, we got Shaheed here. We got Shaheed, you know.
I just need to get there.
He's asked to get
No
a soda.
product placement.
Right. No,
Good product
that's kind
placement.
of like the
Hey, when you need
Starbucks
Coke, you gotta have it.
cup during Game of Thrones. Right.
And we're talking classic Cola Coca here.
Yeah. But
But I don't know. What are
Where are
some
we?
things that you can do to stay sharp over the summer?
read a book.
You
Read a
got
book.
it. I asked some young ones, you know, it was either today or yesterday, like, what can you do to stay sharp over the summer and get smarter and get better? You know, and of course you can apply it to sports, and you can apply it to, you know, getting better on your work skill, go get a job, you know,
Job.
better your bank account. You know.
J-O-B.
You know, all that good stuff. So, and as you mentioned, read a book or read anything.
Read, right.
You know, and because right now we have a limitless amount of information at our fingertips, and you know, basically it just boils down to, can you ask the right questions? You know, and you know,
And do you know where to go to find the answers?
surely, and are you using the technology wisely, or are you just, you know, Snapchatting yourself to make yourself look like a girl, so the CIA can, you know, get your facial technology scanners of the mapping of your face?
Yeah. I'm going to start wearing that creepy makeup that they came out with. You know, it's all the weird diagonal lines and stuff that cause the facial recognition to glitch out.
No doubt.
Like you put a big stripe on your nose and then these
They
diagonal...
had like a Clive Owen movie that was kind of like that. It was a Netflix movie that basically they had a person that was able, had some technology to like, you know,
Hide
blur
from the cameras?
face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like and then basically people were stealing your identities.
Wow.
You know, like digitally, to where like whenever they were doing like, I guess the Big Brother scanning of people's faces and stuff.
Right.
Which China already has the technology, and apparently.
And guess they're buying it from us.
Well, and last month's movie of the month, or documentary of the month for Higher Thought, was 5G Apocalypse, and that is actually part of the 5G Apocalypse, is that they want to start the social scoring.
I do not want a social score, thank you.
No doubt.
Now, if I could
Your
have
score would be way low.
if
Mine
I could
would be
have an
too low.
anti-social score, I'd be much happier.
So we've got lots of news and fun stories to share with you.
Nudes?
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 Well, we
You
can
got
share
lots
the
of-
nudes, you know, I mean, but, you know. It's like,
Oh, wait, there's nobody in the control room to show that foul.
dang,
Darn.
dang.
Okay, well.
And I don't even think that your monitor is big enough to be able to handle it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know, you and your BBWs.
So, sometimes we might offend people on this show, you know, but we really don't mean to. This is a good-natured, happy show.
Yeah.
You know, a satirical look at some of the current events going on in the world.
The realest fake news.
The realest fake news. So, I'm gonna, like, kind of read a little adapted speech that I'd kind of written.
Go, Daddy, go.
And this is kind of in response to basically anybody that might be offended by our show and possibly even accuse me of being a Trump supporter or even us being brainwashed. Brainwashed.
I just had my brain washed and I can't do a thing with it.
So, I might skip past that little part. But let me state that, you know, oftentimes people can be sharing with their friends.
Right.
And you have difference of opinions. And, like, people lose friendships over this stuff nowadays.
Yes.
Like, oh, you're left, I'm right. I hate Donald Trump. You know, you are a Trump supporter. Like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. And, you know, I mean, and especially just to, like, verbally attack someone, you know?
Yeah.
But-
I mean, don't get up in my grill.
We can have a peaceful debate, you know, and I mean, it really does seem as though, like, really up until Donald Trump, and you could argue President Obama that, like, people would always, like, whether your president that you voted for lost, you
Right.
would still always be cordial and respectful to the office and the presidency.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, it wasn't your president, but you still support him.
He is the president. I respect the office.
The office, right.
But I do not respect the current resident of the office.
Surely.
And this is not the first time I've felt that way.
No doubt.
It's just that this particular one.
Don't you think the rhetoric has changed, though?
Yes, it's become much more vitriolic. And,
Good word.
And it is part of a coordinated effort between the Russians and the Chinese to divide the American populace against each other on economic and racial lines.
Well,
and they're
I mean,
using our social media and freedom of speech to bring our country down on us.
And you echo a lot of the statements. And I mean, this is almost somewhat of like a mission statement for the show to a certain degree. So I'm going to kind of just read you from the edited version, you know, just that way everybody's clear on what this show is about.
Right. Absolutely.
So let's see. The overall premise of Higher Thought program is that it's a satirical look at the real fake news or
The fake real news.
exactly. Rarely do we ever present our own opinions on this show.
No.
Okay? If anything, we go through news stories and we have an objective debate on each topic. Either that or we make fun of the news and the general state of affairs in our society in a ridiculous comedic manner.
Yes. I like that part.
That's usually the best parts of the show.
Yeah, I like that part.
And sometimes, like, viewers are calling, like, I wish you guys were more serious, you know.
No.
But, I mean,
No.
basically, hey, we're giving you some good news here.
Right.
But, you know, we're giving you some silly news.
But
Because that's just more watchable when we're basically a podcast on TV.
right. Hey, at least we're on TV. We're covering two medias at once because we're on the interweeble.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if you go to the YouTubes,
the interwebs on the YouTube,
on
the tubes of news.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
and you look at Higher Thought, and it's like we pop
We're
up and
there.
yeah,
The universe can look at us.
yeah. There's this one weirdness where we're 18 hours of nothing.
That is a one weird little video. Don't watch that one. Last week's episode was pretty decent, and we're kind of addressing that on this little kind of a statement here. So, oftentimes, as the host of the show, in an attempt to debate a certain topic, I am forced to play devil's advocate, as is he, and argue a side that we don't necessarily agree with. But we do so in order to give that opinion a voice, because we don't want to silence any opinions on this show, rather than simply pushing our own one-sided agenda on a show, as many others do. This is our opinion. This is what you should believe. That's news television nowadays.
Well, opinions are like other orifices. Everyone has one.
They all stink.
And they all stink.
So all views and opinions are welcome on the show, but be ready to defend them.
Right. Okay. Do we really want to have Nazis on here?
I would love to talk to a Nazi on the telephone and get his reasoning. Why are you thinking that way?
Okay.
For me, the discussion table's open. I don't judge anybody before I talk to them, because everybody's got their own backstory. Some people are Thanos sympathizers.
Yeah.
They think you should do the snap because, hey, you're saving a lot of resources killing half the people in the universe.
But see, he made a mistake. It should have been half of the sentient beings.
So, but everybody has their sympathizers, and, before you can judge somebody, you should hear their story. Everybody's just, and that's the next point, really, in how we kind of think left, right, black, white in this world. It's basically a binary way of thinking.
Right. I'm sorry, folks. The world is shades of gray.
No doubt. So, let's see. Addressing the fact that I am a Trump supporter and that possibly brainwashed, which, of course, we're really all brainwashed if you, take in any part of media whatsoever, which we all do.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
So, in response last week to an article that we covered, Trump needs to move against the deep state if he wants a chance in the 2020 election, was, I believe, the name of the article. We discussed the proven fact that the majority of major media outlets are left/liberal leaning, and that companies like Google and Facebook have been actively engaging in cultural warfare on, I skipped a line there. Google and Facebook had small text here. I should have printed bigger.
Small text. That's what she said.
A couple millimeters per year, as you mentioned earlier. Google and Facebook have been banning and censoring conservative content. So ultimately, I just have the mentality of when one side of the political spectrum is doing anything to silence the other side, rig elections, engage in cultural warfare on traditional values, I have a natural tendency to stand up and speak out against bullies. I've always my only fights in grade school were standing up against bullies.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What about people that are promoting violence and hatred against...
Nothing like that is good. Spread the love.
Okay.
We don't preach any of that here.
Okay, but...
We don't preach anything, really.
Do you think that they deserve the same level of...
But, conservative news ally, I'm trying to think of some... Well, when you look at Alex Jones, he's a little crazy. Even still,
a little?
Why can't you have a crazy news media site? People know what it is.
Okay.
It's like conspiracy theory website.
Right.
So, what's the problem?
When he's dragging
That's like
the parents of dead children...
Dude, it's a slippery slope from Alex Jones to us,
right.
and we're off the air.
Right.
And then freedom of speech is gone,
Okay, but when he's wrong, when he's making stuff up...
When he's wrong, he's still got the freedom of speech to be wrong.
Okay, well...
And ultimately you can argue, yes, these media outlets have the right to control the content that's on their website.
Their platform, right.
But they are just such big, huge, powerful entities.
Well, then break them up, or somebody else come up with a new platform that people move to.
So ultimately... by no means does this make the right or the conservative side the righteous or the correct one. And we have never said that. I have never said that.
No. No. You bet.
So, if anything, I don't share any political affiliation with Republicans or Democrats. Technically, I'm registered as an independent, if you really need to know. I've never voted for, I've never voted for one of their presidents, Republican or Democrat. I've always voted third party, Ron Paul, Gary Johnson. And thus, I've never picked a winning president knowingly. Placing my vote knowing I wasn't going to win.
None of the above.
None of the above, indeed. So yet, I have always supported the president and the country despite their political party. I don't understand why it's a foreign concept, pun intended, to want to see your president and country succeed in 2019. I support President Trump about as much as I support President Obama. You know, I mean, like, it is what it is, kind of thing, you know? I mean, by the way, President Obama, much more pleasant fella than Donald Trump. I'll admit that, you know? But
he was...
When you break down policies, I don't know.
I don't know, but he was way more swaven to boner.
So I realize that the political spectrum is two sides of the same coin, and they serve many masters beyond the American public. To a certain degree, all politicians have done us a disservice in this country over the recent years, in that American people rarely come first. My views are that I'm neither in both. I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm an American that supports the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I support human rights. I'm against the shadow dark state government and the secret oligarchy that controls our society and divides us as a country and a world.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what this show is about.
If you're too big to fail, you're too big to exist.
No doubt. Am I too big to fail? Are you too big to fail?
No.
Of course not.
No.
So, and this is a hot topic nowadays, and I'm using it as an example. The abortion issue.
Oh,
which, of course, is Louisiana news, it's Alabama news, it's all over the place news. So, this is an example of like how we would discuss a topic in the show, which we've got some news stories concerning the abortion topic, you know, because stuff going on in Louisiana. But abortion is a topic that's divided many Americans. My support in this issue is for human rights in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so not thinking black and white here. I agree that the government should not be able to tell a woman what she can do with her body.
Okay.
Why do you think women get abortions? Number one reason.
Because they can't afford to raise
They
a
can't
child.
afford it. They can't afford the child. So, I mean, of course, many conservatives argue like, well, maybe we should spend more money on adoption services and then abortion services. You know, so there, I mean, there's that whole argument there. We can get
Right,
there later.
there's the ongoing cost involved with that particular option.
So in that regard,
Yeah.
I'm technically pro-choice. You know, the government shouldn't be able to tell anybody what they can do with their body.
Right.
Okay? So, however, I believe that the unborn child should have an advocate fighting for their right to live. And who am I to determine, like, when you are technically alive?
Right.
You know? So in that regard, I'm pro-life. This is a perfect example of how many people feel that they need to take a side and that others that have a difference of opinion are wrong and are oppressors.
Wrong!
Oppressor! You oppress me! That kind of sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which we got a story about him in a little while. You heard he got drop kicked in the back?
Drop kicked.
The heck?
What the hell? He needed what? A Lamborghini?
A Lamborghini?
Yeah, the guy was saying he needed him to buy him some sports car. Lamborghini, Ferrari.
And
something.
Arnold told him no, and so he drop kicked him?
No, this was when the drug him to the floor and they were dragging him.
Buy me
away.
Lamborghini!
Yeah.
Well, drop kick is not the way to get the Lamborghini.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Getting off topic, we have ADD moments at time.
Yeah.
And I'm almost done here, folks. But let's see here. The world is not black and white, and that's what we've been led to believe in this country. On higher thought, simply put, we present the black, white, and the gray, and all in multicolor.
Yep.
We welcome and show respect to any and all opinions and peacefully debate topics. We argue for the rights of people. This is the spirit of the American democracy founded by our forefathers that has been degraded over the years. We have covered several stories about different corporations and organizations actively trying to alter the way we think as a society. If anything, me, Nede, and our show Higher Thought are more #woke than others.
Yes.
I do more research for one show than a lot of people have done in years.
Yes.
So therefore, the nerve of anyone to claim that we are brainwashed.
Yes. I'm sorry, my brain hasn't been washed in years.
I mean, like, my brain
it's
is
kind of
so...
it is kind of dirty, but it keeps all the dirt kind of helps keeps the facts there.
Sure. And I mean, like, you can almost look at higher thought as like a douche for your brain. You know, just like wash it all out, you know?
Well,
Cleansing.
Some of the crap.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to say douche. Douche of the brain.
Yeah.
Got off topic there. So, anyways, if anybody wants to try to censor us, make false accusations, put words in our mouth, or call us names, we welcome you to come debate us anytime. Consider us like a peaceful country on this show. Very diplomatic, very welcoming. However, if you choose to attack us or our people,
Right. Bring your own beer.
we will be dropping knowledge bombs all over your ass, citation if needed.
Yes.
Ha ha!
Yeah.
So, because we have a
we'll
weapon,
keep all the tabs open and just.
and he even drinks tabs,
Yes.
so he knows this.
Yeah, I know about the tabs.
So, because we have a weapon that very few have nowadays, and this is closing here, higher education, impartiality, and critical thinking skills, we have higher thought. Ah.
Hallelujah.
So,
I'm sorry. Next.
next. Would you like to hear some outrageous comments from a blog about the Democratic Party?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Since we're so partial.
Can I be? Am I expected to be outraged?
Well, I mean, like, you're our registered Democrat on here, even though you're not registered as a Democrat, I don't believe, are you?
No.
Okay, even if you were, it doesn't matter. I don't care about those kind of things.
Right.
But oftentimes you argue that
handle
side
the
on this show,
left
which
side,
of course we should switch the roles sometimes. I could argue the left.
Yeah,
I could argue the left.
You can. Okay. Should
I did all through college, probably. You know.
Then for the month of July,
I've always been middle.
Let's say
I've always been middle.
the month of July, I'll take the right wing side.
July, flip it.
Yeah.
Or what about June? What about June?
Because I'm gonna have to work up to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you a Trump lover.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Jesus.
3 accusations against the
Christ.
Democratic Party here from this conservative blog, Fake Media.
Okay.
So, first, the Democratic Party, is it anti-American? There's their argument. The only place you need to look is the border. Democrats repeatedly have put illegal immigrants ahead of Americans. In the latest example here, the Democrats in California voted to put illegals ahead of homeless Americans with regards to housing. Money talks.
Where's the money coming from?
I don't know.
And
It's a blog.
I got nothing.
Okay. Next are the Democratic Party anti-family. How could that be? Again, the only place you need to look.
Because Democrats are pro-abortion, so that means they're anti-family.
Well, no, that's the next one.
Oh.
So, the only place you need to look for clues on this one is the LGBT agenda. They don't care about any of those people. That being the LGBT.
Those people?
The LGBT groups, I
Those
guess.
people?
They are simply using them to further an anti-family agenda. The globalists, in the globalists' own words, their goal is to break down the family unit and to make everyone more dependent on the state.
Globalists.
And I mean that's
No,
an old
yeah,
theory.
yeah.
That's an old
Oh,
theory.
yeah.
Nothing new there.
No. I mean, you become, I don't want to say a slave, but you become dependent.
On the state.
Yeah.
You know, which of course we have a lot of that. A lot of people are on the welfizzies, you know. So anyways, it's the literature to prove this one is a little less mainstream, so you got to be willing to do your research to alternative websites to find their full agenda. But it's all there. There are books and papers written about their plan to destroy the family, to enslave humanity. It is 1984. Orwell was trying to warn us. Lastly, anti-human. And you've already kind of...
Anti-human, yeah.
So, come on. Now I've gone too far, right? Again, we'll only need to look at one issue, and let's see what this issue shows. They're very contempt for human life. The issue is abortion. They've legalized post-birth abortion, which I'll go on record and say that I don't support that.
What, you don't support the death penalty?
Post-birth? Well, I mean,
that's post-birth abortion.
I mean, the death penalty is different because, like, they are charged for crimes that they're dying.
Okay.
You know, but a baby is innocent.
But every life is sacred.
Not necessarily. Once you've killed, your life isn't as sacred anymore. You deserve to die. It's karma.
Deserve.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Eye for an eye.
Oh, so we're going way, way back to pre-Christianity.
Well, I
the
mean,
Code of
would you rather
Hammurabi.
pay like $60,000 per prisoner to house them for 50 years? Which, you know, you can do the math on that one.
Okay, think about how many convictions are being overturned.
Well, and who's to
because
say that somebody can't be redeemed, you know? I mean, like in the eyes of Christ even, you know?
Yeah.
So, needless to say, yeah, I just wanted to kind of rub a little salt in the wound on that one.
Yeah.
We got a lot of other stuff to talk about. We're about, almost halfway through the first half of the show.
Yep.
And, let's see. We've got some interesting studies. Let's just jump into that. How about, a new device that cools off your testicles.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's called Febreze.
Okay.
Cool. Did you know that Lamar Odom, he's a basketball player, he was married to a Kardashian. Anyways, he revealed that he used a prosthetic penis during the 2004 Olympics.
A prosthetic penis?
He
Why
did,
would
he
he
did.
use a prosthetic penis?
Well, why do you think?
I don't know.
You know, I mean, do you think he was trying to hide what he has? That dude got a Kardashian and he's like a 7-foot tall basketball player. Come on. Why else would you use a fake penis?
Because you got a dinky winky?
I mean, like I just said, like, dude's 7-foot tall basketball player that got him a Kardashian. I don't think that's necessarily the case, you know, but to pass a drug test.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay. I'm slow.
Yeah, well, I
I'm
mean,
slow.
hey, sometimes this show is a mystery as well. Whoa! And let's see. A couple stories about magic mushrooms. They've been kind of making the news lately.
Colorado?
So magic mushrooms can help treat anxiety and depression and can help with addiction and is the safest recreational drug you can take according to the annual global drug survey of 120,000 people in 50 countries. The safest drug you can take. The least amount of hospital trips.
Oh, okay.
Trips.
Trips.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Psychedelic drugs like LSD and ecstasy ingredient MDMA have been shown to stimulate the growth of new branches and connections between brain cells, which could help address conditions like depression and addiction.
Right.
Which that leads me-
Rewire the brain.
Let's see. Do I have that one on here? Yeah, because like apparently I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, the ketamine, the new ketamine-based antidepressant,
Right.
is a ripoff apparently.
Of what?
Well, it says Johnson & Johnson patented a form of psychedelic with less research and a ridiculous price tag. It's no better than a placebo in 2 of the 3 short-term phase 3 studies. The nasal spray costs $900 per dose, or roughly $7,000 for the first month of treatment. And it's about as effective as a placebo.
No.
So, ketamine nasal spray, right. I guess that's going to be like the mushroom, tablet that we're going to have soon. It's going to be like, oh, well, this trip sucks.
I don't know.
I feel like I want to go vote for Trump now,
Mushroom tea.
Yeah.
And then you need Miller High Life so that you get that metallic taste out of your mouth.
Let's see, do you think psychedelic, or should scientists, whenever they're researching mushrooms, should they basically take the psychedelics? Is that ethical?
No.
I think it kind of boils down to legality. You know, and I mean, like, because, you know, people were struggling studying marijuana for so long because, like, basically it was illegal.
Right.
And now that it's legal, they've done much more research on it. So, like, maybe now you can move to Denver and, like, research it and actually write articles on it.
Right, but if you're in the process of doing science, you need to not be on the drug.
Well, I
it
mean,
just-
you got to experience it to a certain degree.
Okay, but then that would need to be done.
Not that I support the use of drugs whatsoever.
No, but before you would start your study, that would be a thing that may have drawn you to want to research it.
Right.
You know, but I don't know. Sticky wicket.
I like the way this girl thinks. She said, if I'm going to be dominated by evil corporatist overlords, I'm going to do it sober and coming everywhere. So this lady apparently wore a music-activated vibrator to the club instead of doing drugs. And she said she came more than you that day. I like this chick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I know many of you have been wondering about this. Mo, you know, you're going to be excited. If you've ever wanted to shove Pikachu up your butt,
No.
the time has come.
No. No.
So, a new company called Pokemon comes out with dildos and our line of 4 sex toys that can make a Pokemon master squirtle with joy.
God, stop. Oh, that's just so wrong.
And like they've got like it's like freaking like little Pikachu butt plugs and stuff, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. You see the picture?
Man,
I got 'em.
I wish we had a way to.
We need like a little photo right there. Like take a look at the Pokemon butt plug.
on the screen. That's nuts.
But we covered this a couple of weeks ago. But spermine,
Yeah.
basically a chism, is at least 30 times more effective than vitamin E and can literally delay your aging process by a good percentage by rubbing it all over your face. So simply ask your boyfriend, you know, ladies, for, you know, a couple loads, you know, maybe get a little bukkake treatment. And, you know, and it's a great facial cleanse. You know, we're talking 30% better. So, I mean, and if you aren't dating anyone, or maybe even you're a lesbian and you need a certain supply, well, maybe we need to open a business for this facial cream.
Facial cream. Stop.
See, that'd be a good, like, little 1 minute clip there.
Yeah.
Stunning 60% of male managers say they are uncomfortable mentoring, working one-on-one, and socializing with women at work, according to the new survey. Hashtag #MeToo has done it again. We ain't trying to be in like a room alone working with another woman, I guess, because you don't want that false accusation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta be like around a camera somewhere, or in public. You know, so hey.
Keep the door open, hopefully, you know, window blinds up, all that stuff.
Keeping the blinds up.
Yeah.
I mean, we open the blinds here on Higher Thought, but y'all just don't want to see inside.
Yeah, because it's dirty.
Yeah, I mean, like, it might be scary what we might reveal to you. You know what's inside.
That's what she
But that's
said.
life. That's life. Let's see. Body of an Anunnaki king, 12,000 years old, an intact discovery was made completely by chance in 2008. You know where?
Where?
Iran. Yeah. And by the Russians. It was discovered, I think, by the Russians, or at least they know about it. So, and if we know what happened is certainly thanks to the Russian media.
Okay,
the fact that we even know.
Anunnaki are the ones with the Sumerian god?
Pretty much, like, that's the big planet. That's Planet X. That comes around, like, every, like, 24, 3,600 years, whatever it is.
Right.
Anyways, let's see. It happened in Kurdistan, Iran, a country quite closed to the world, at least in the Western world, but with good relations with Russia. Interesting.
No. Yeah.
Let's see. A potentially hazardous asteroid with its own moon
With
is
its
passing
own
the Earth
moon,
this
yeah.
weekend. That's not good.
You know what? Maybe we do deserve a good smackdown. Do you have your survival seeds?
My survival techniques, probably would be lacking. My survival techniques would probably go like hang out with my uncle and hunt with him, hunt and fish with him.
Right.
How about this 11-year-old boy snitched on his dad? Like called the police and said, "I think my dad's selling drugs."
No kidding.
Yep.
Oh.
And he'd even called DCFS a year ago saying that he thought the dad said sold drugs. But basically, the dad ended up getting busted with 200 grams of heroin and fentanyl. So, yeah, he was selling drugs.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like,
But
for a kid to
still.
be driven to that point where,
Right.
like, yeah, screw my dad.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I gotta get out of
This
here.
got to stop. Yeah.
Right. 11-year-old kid. Poor guy.
Blame it on the rugs. Absolutely.
So, you know what the biggest trend of 2019 has been, right?
No. What's the
biggest fashion trend?
Skorts?
Or beauty trend. I'm sorry. Beauty trend. Beauty trend.
Then it's got nothing to do with the Kardashians.
Unicorn armpit hair for women.
Unicorn armpit hair for women. Please describe that to me.
But it's the best beauty trend of 2019 so far, question mark. There are many tutorials on YouTube on how to dye your armpit hair a rainbow color.
Yes.
And it has racked up nearly 1 million views. And they came out in like 2016 and is now retrending in 2019.
Okay, so basically
Dyeing your
you're just
armpit hair
dyeing
to
your
a rainbow.
armpit hairs. Okay.
But you gotta like do it in little patches with different colors
do
to
you?
make a rainbow.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's unicorn armpit hair.
But couldn't
It's
it just
GAYing it up, baby.
I mean, can't you just have a color or two colors?
2 colors.
Two,
Wow.
just
I'm
you
sure
know,
you can do as many as you want.
Yeah,
Whenever you dye your hair next week, you should do the armpits too.
no, because I'm going silver.
Silver. Huh?
Silver.
Basically, you're just gonna look like an old man.
No, I'm trying for the metallic, shiny silver.
You're gonna look like a grandpa.
I am a grandpa.
Oh yeah. Forgot.
Yeah.
So we got news, education, entertainment, sports, pros and cons of living in Louisiana, and Louisiana weird laws. What you want? Run through the news gamut. Weird laws.
Weird
you got
laws.
It. Louisiana weird laws. We got
Weird
some
laws.
So weird laws. And we can even kind of go through the pros and cons of Louisiana, I guess, right after that. And just there's only about 4 of them each. So weird laws in Louisiana. One could possibly get you in jail for 20 years if you urinate in the city's water supply.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't get caught with your pants
Yeah,
down.
don't we in the reservoir?
That's a no-no.
No.
It can land you up to jail for 10 years for stealing an alligator. We take our wildlife and pets serious around
Evidently.
There is I did not know this one. There's a $500 fine for instructing a pizza delivery man to deliver a pizza to your friend without them knowing. For all you altruistic people out there who love surprising your friends with free pizza, stop being so nice.
Stop being so nice. Yeah, that'll be your downfall right there.
No doubt.
Quit being nice to them. Jeez, God, stop.
This one might be another reason why you're ready to get out of here. How about running an abortion advertisement can land you in jail for a year? Did we mention that Louisiana is the 4th most religious state in the nation?
Yeah.
Did you know that it's illegal to shoot a laser pointer at a police officer? Like point a laser pointer?
Did not know that. Knew about planes, knew about helicopters. Did not know about pointing it at a...
So don't even consider the possibility ever.
No.
You might get a cap in that ass.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not having my ass capped at this point.
Did you know it is illegal to gargle in public places?
What?
The sore throat of yours could land your butt in jail.
Okay. Which parish?
Oh, they've got evidence. They've got evidence on me now.
Oh, God. Okay. it's got
That
to
would
be
suck if I got a fine for that.
right, but that's got to be some bass-ackwards parish.
Well, I mean, like a bunch of states, probably even still ours, like still have like laws against like sodomy and, I mean, like, okay, well, you're just gonna go arrest a bunch of gay people, and even like, anal playing straight people. Well, I mean, I didn't want to exclude them.
Right. Let's open the field.
What in the butt?
Let's open the field to everyone.
There's, I mean, like 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink.
Exactly.
It's not that bad. You must clean. Okay. You can get up to jail for a year for making a false promise.
What?
Mom always said, "Don't make promises you can't keep." In Louisiana, they clearly took that to heart.
Yep.
So I guess real quick, pros and cons of living in Louisiana. Some pros.
Pro?
The people.
What about them?
People know how to celebrate.
Yeah.
It's a celebration of life. Whether it's a crawfish boil, a weekend festival, or a normal Saturday night, expect to hear music, laughter, and revelry as they celebrate anything and everything they can. Count us in. One of the best things I love about Louisiana.
Okay.
That I don't think they have everywhere else across the country.
Probably right.
At least in our spirit, and friendly attitude, just good vibes, like let it go, turn it up. Anyways, natural beauty. I mean, every place got that.
Some.
Most. Well, some.
Yeah.
The landscape is rich and diverse as its people. From the bayous in the south to the pine forests in the central and the northern regions, there are landscapes to suit any adventure. True.
Yeah.
And another good part here, obviously, the food. Is that odd?
5 clicks. Oh yeah, the food. The food's the shiznit. Okay.
If you think crawfish,
It's on
po'
there.
boys, or anything Cajun are for you, better keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, some cons, some bad things. What would you guess?
Disease.
There's too many.
Yeah.
Healthcare was actually the first one. So overall, healthcare is ranked 47th in the nation. The state struggles to provide quality healthcare services to its citizens, particularly in rural, impoverished areas. Education. We'll talk about that next.
49, let me guess.
49th, yeah. The cost is low, but it comes at the expense of quality. State assessment scores are some of the lowest in the country, and only 23% of citizens have a bachelor's degree, which is lower than the national average. The opportunities for citizens.
Well, with that one, I would back up and say that people that get a degree move out of the
They
state.
move. You got to move to Texas or wherever.
Right.
So opportunities for citizens. There you go. Those go hand in hand with each other because the people with education, they move elsewhere. So the economic and job opportunities are limited. As a state that is having a tough time economically, it sees a high poverty rate and one of the lowest household incomes in the country.
Right.
And finally, what would you guess?
Bad? Corruption.
Well, that, but obviously, like,
It's hot.
there you go. Lynn,
Jeebus Christmas.
bombarded
it's
with
hot.
hurricanes, severe weather, many of which the flooding throughout the southern half of the state.
Yep.
Extreme heat, humidity that rival that of the sun. Average humidity levels high 90s to low 90s every day, while summers see average temperatures of over 90 degrees. At least that makes packing easy.
Yeah. It's a little bit warm and it's a little bit sticky. And there are times that's a good thing,
Your mom thinks it's a good thing.
but not when you're trying to mow the grass.
No, it's not. It's not. All right, so we got a couple education news. Good story here. How about a 17-year-old from Kansas graduates Harvard like 3 weeks after he graduated high school?
Wow.
Yeah, I basically
Wow.
tested out of everything in Harvard.
Amaze balls.
Amaze balls. Let's see. Survey conducted by Civic Science says that most Americans don't believe Arabic Arabic, numerals should be taught in schools, even though the problem is the numerical system that we use every day is 0 through 9, which is the Arabic system.
Yeah. That's because people are stupid. They didn't pay attention when we taught them that way back when.
See, these days, education officials are deciding whether yearbook quotes should be allowed at all. One dude's quote read. I don't know why people think Jesus coming back. He wasn't nailed to a boomerang. Now the school officials should be allowed them to be able to have the senior quote. What was your senior quote?
We didn't have to.
Oh, come on.
No, we didn't have to.
Mine was clever that I got past the system.
Absolutely not.
Mine was be kind to all your buds. Sneaking that past the school? Come on, that's pretty good. Kind bud.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What? There's that. John Wick 3 passed up the Avengers movie, the first one to do that, and it was actually revealed that John Wick 4 will be released at this time next year.
Wow.
How about that?
I still need to see John Wick 3.
They had a Batwoman TV show trailer. They got a new Batwoman show.
Okay.
You know, they'll get
Is
some
this
LGBT action going on
is
in
this,
the DC universe.
Gordon?
Yeah, I mean it's Barbara Gordon, right?
Barbara?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
I'm just
no, that's the mom. Maybe I can't remember what the daughter's name is. I think it's Barbara. I don't know. Anyways, unfortunately, the show's trailer on YouTube got 170,000 dislikes compared to 50,000 likes.
Oh, wow.
And mainly being
Is it
attributed to
trolls?
poor acting. No, it was mainly attributed to just like poor acting and quality and sub-quality, kind of like, oh, that show kind of looks cheesy. I was looking forward to it, but eh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm well aware of the meh factor.
Let's see. You remember Rob Schneider?
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty active on Twitter now, and his take on current Saturday Night Live environment. Let's see what he had to say. Much late-night comedy is less about being funny and more about indoctrination by comedic disposition. Take that in. People aren't really laughing at it as much as cheering on the rhetoric. Kind of like how late-night shows pretty much spend their whole opening monologue talking about Donald Trump. So it no longer resembles a comedy.
It's a target-rich environment.
Well, sure. But it no longer resembles a comedy show. It's more like some kind of liberal Klan meeting. And this is Rob Schneider's quote, not Nade's.
Right. A liberal Klan meeting?
That's what Rob Schneider, a former cast member, says.
I know who Rob Schneider is. It's just, okay. Yeah. Well, he's entitled to his opinion.
Take me out to the ball game.
Really?
Well, Major League Baseball is having a major attendance problem.
Because the prices of the tickets?
Well, and because the home watching experience has gotten so much better. You get like the little Major League package on your TV and just chill at home. And you don't have to go out to the ball game. You can just get the Cracker Jacks and just sit it on your couch. And chill. Yeah. So they're trying to incentivize fans.
Incentivize, baby.
To come back to the ballpark while others are simply shrinking their stadiums. So is that what you kind of did to get your lady back before?
Right, I had to shrink the stadium. And right, because only so much fits inside.
In the town. Okay. That was sports news. Moving on, we've got some other news. Well, we said we were going to talk about abortion, but I really don't want to anymore. There's a bunch of that, and I'm just over it. I'm over it. Let's get to positive stuff, some positive stuff. Oh, you're from Kentucky, aren't you? What does your shirt say?
Getting lucky in Kentucky.
Well, in Kentucky, lawmakers proposed a bizarre ban on tattooing over scars, but they don't know why.
Yeah, nobody knows why.
Did you know a mutual combat law in Washington, I believe in Seattle, lets two people have a consensual street fight if the cops referee?
Really?
Yeah.
A mutual
Get the
combat.
cop like a little striped zebra shirt and like 1, 2, 3.
No, but that's bringing dueling back. So you're not going to act an ass if somebody's going to have the right to, bring the man.
Yeah, y'all fight real quick and I'll ref it and you'll get knocked out and like justice will be served.
Yeah.
So and then I don't have to
And then
arrest
people
you and it's easier to arrest
won't be such assholes to each other.
So yeah, there was that. Let's see.
Interesting.
It is now officially legal to own nunchucks in Arizona. I didn't know you couldn't own nunchucks in Arizona, but that's freaking awesome.
Did they have a no nunchuck law in New York?
I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see, San Francisco, which apparently last I heard they were covered in poop and like heroin needles.
Poop and heroin needles?
Yeah.
I know they got the highest cost of living of any city in the United States.
Well, they are the first to ban the use of facial recognition software by police and other city departments, becoming the first city in the U.S. to outlaw the rapidly developing technology, which has alarmed privacy and civil liberties advocates.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what we report on.
But you know what? That's because it's a city full of, if not millionaires, 100,000-aires.
100,000-aires. Some world news?
I heard about the world. What kind of news you
The
got?
world. How about Israel? They're our buddies. They responded to a cyber attack with the airstrike on cyber attackers in a world's first. Basically, like some people hacked their stuff.
Right.
And like, okay, we hacked you, we tracked where you hacked us from, and we blew you the heck up.
Ooh.
Ice cold. Ice cold, like,
Ooh.
okay, you want to hack us?
Yeah. Where was this?
Like somewhere in the Middle East.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Nuke them till they glow and then shoot them in the dark.
Yeah, let's see. We don't have to talk about the Trumpster. We talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger getting drop kicked in the back.
Drop kicked.
Poor guy. And in South Africa, that
And
was
he's
in
like
South Africa.
an old dude.
Another dude in South Africa, what's going on over there, some in the water, was caught on camera masturbating near a woman doing squats in the gym. Like it went viral. Like the girl was like sitting there doing like squats and stuff, and like the person filming was on the treadmill.
Right.
And like the guy was like sitting down, like pretending like to kind of like work out, but he had his hand in his shorts, and like his shorts were going up and down, like while he was looking at that girl doing the squats. Went viral.
Oh God. Oh, people.
It's crazy what's out there.
Yeah.
Some LGBT group news. Arkansas and Alabama PBS member stations did not air the season premiere of Author
Right.
on its main channel over concerns it showed a same-sex marriage.
Right.
So does that do good or bad for a kid? Your opinion?
I think that kids need to recognize that there's more than just a mom and a dad.
Right. It's
And
a
that-
BFD kind of situation.
Right.
It's not a big deal, so they're exposed to it.
And
it's
life
so what?
goes on.
Yeah.
It's
so what?
kind of like getting
Do you
a
think that
vaccination.
promotes like a young boy to think like, oh well, I want to be married to a boy?
I doubt it.
Well, I mean, it definitely presents it as an option.
Right.
Whereas before, like when I was growing up, that was never presented as an option.
Right.
Much more.
Not
so
not
nowadays.
during my generation either.
Oh, back during my generation, it was like you're going to hell and getting disowned.
Welcome to the South.
Welcome to the South, indeed. Let's see. Transgender woman, only known as Maju, become the first transgender person in the world to get a gender reassignment surgery using the skin of a tilapia fish. So, just like the real thing, huh? Had to go just like the real thing. Old tuna ass. I mean, like, it reminds me of, like, my sophomore year, like, whenever I sniffed my finger, it was like, damn, like, maybe it's because we were walking around at Mardi Gras, and it was, like, really sweaty, so I'll give him one more chance. Damn. Tilapia. Tilapia tang.
Tilapia.
Tilapia tang. Okay, police in Turkey blast a pride parade with water cannons, and it accidentally created a rainbow.
That's pretty funny.
Carbo.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I mean, it's sad.
I'm sure I get
but-
hurt, like getting hit by the water and stuff,
Right.
but like, aha, rainbow.
Yeah.
It was God telling us we can have our parade. Calvin Klein.
Just don't be a dick, man. Just don't be a dick.
Calvin Klein issued a public apology after releasing a commercial for his clothing brand that displayed a straight model, Bella Hadid, kissing a realistic-looking female robot. LGBT group says that it was queer baiting.
What?
And they were mad about it. They were like using like LGBT like themes to try to sell their clothes kind of thing. And I mean, like
So,
last I
dude,
checked, Calvin Klein was gay as the Flintstones, right?
But dude was kissing a robot?
No, it was a